And we are live. What is up, everyone? Welcome on in. Happy Monday. Hope everyone's doing well. So yeah, more Spirit of Justice tonight. Yep, hey Coburn, what's up? Welcome on in. Good to see me again. Yep, thank you. Yo, Beach, what's up? Welcome on in. How are you doing? Yeah, thank you for being a fan. Coburn, I appreciate it. And yeah, I am also monitoring my stream if it's okay. Yeah. How are we? Yes, I am doing well as well. And by the way, I am also live in YouTube as of now. The only different thing I did this time was I did not pre-prepare a stream notification in YouTube. I just tried to go live immediately. And there's a lot of setup. I will admit, there is a lot of setup involved. So it's very much different from Twitch, wherein if you click on start stream, everything like gets sent right away. Here in YouTube, you have to like set up your thumbnail, you have to set up your stream description in YouTube, make sure that your keys are the same, which thankfully the keys didn't change. I thought for a second that it's gonna change every stream. But yeah, thankfully it didn't. So yeah. Yeah, I might have to like probably pre-create the what they call this. Pre-create this stream notifications in YouTube so that I don't have to like modify them on the fly. Like what I did earlier today. So yeah. Alright, anyway, more Spirit of Justice. So yeah, we are in the trial phase of case number 2. So hopefully we can get through that, and if there's more investigations after that, then maybe we can go on tomorrow. Alright. Oh yeah, I do have the new OBS and I am very much like shocked at the new layout. It's just that I am used to having the stream health icon in a different location, and I am thinking that like, is my stream on the red? But that's the record button, and it's more prominent now. Anyway. Alright, hopefully nothing else goes wrong with my internet tonight. Alright, let's continue. Magical Turnabout, trial, day 1. Let's do this. Alright, how is everyone, by the way? Hope everyone's having a good start to their week. Yeah, signal strength icon is like bars now. Previously, it was like just the red, yellow, green icon at the side. Anyway, here we go. April 28th, 9:15 a.m. District Court. Defendant lobby number 3. Let's do this. I'm fine! I'm fine! I'm Apollo Justice and I'm fine! By the way, Apollo does shout that. I just can't shout because, you know, I have neighbors. Is Apollo okay? He's been muttering to himself all morning. He's been like that since yesterday. Guess the pressure of today's trial's getting to him. Poor Polly. He's really tearing himself up over all of this. Get it together, Apollo! Yikes! Athena! When did you get here? Try to relax a little bit, will you? You're getting yourself way too worked up. Yeah, but I'm alright. I'm fine. You know, I did a little digging on this Nayuta Sadmadi guy. He's apparently not your run-of-the-mill prosecutor. Oh yeah? What did you find out? Well, they say he wields an incredible power to accurately read a trial's karma and its ultimate fate. What is that supposed to mean? I don't have all the details, but apparently, he can foresee how the arguments will go and even lead his opposition. So the defense basically ends up going in whatever direction he has in his head. Man, this isn't going to be a cakewalk if that's true. Emma did say she'd talk to him for us though. Here's hoping that went well. In any case, it sounds like he's going to keep us on our toes. Alright. That's why I know you're ready. Why I know I can leave Trucy in the office to you. That's probably Phoenix. I believe in you, Apollo. Mr. Wright is putting his faith in me. I can't let him down. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. There he goes again. It's almost like he's chanting a prayer. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm Apollo Justice and I'm fine. If you say so, Apollo. The trial will start momentarily. Is the defense ready? Yes! We're fine! Crucy's fate and the fate of the agency rest on this trial. This is it, Justice. If there was a time to shine, it's now. It's your time to shine.
Dash backseats with. Show your badge.
Yes, Dash. How are you doing? Welcome on in. Alright, April 28th, 9:30 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 6. Day 1. Court is now in session. All rise. Court is now in session for the trial of Crucy Wright. The defense is ready, Your Honor. And the prosecution? Wow, his thing is like floaty. Prosecutor Sadmadi. 1,000 pardons. It was rude of me to keep you waiting. I was praying for the victim. Oh, praying. Yes, I see. You're a Koreanist monk, correct, prosecutor? Yes, that is correct. I am but a lowly monk from the kingdom of Kurain. I beg in advance for the forgiveness and kind patience of everyone here in this court. I am unfamiliar with the proceedings of this country and may make many blunders. He seems like such a gentle-mannered soul, does he? Oh, the co-counsel is now on the left. I wonder if Emma had a chance to talk with him about Crucy. Now then, Prosecutor Sadmadi, your opening statement, if you would. Certainly. In the name of the Holy Mother, I vow to guide the victim's soul to a land of eternal peace known as the Twilight Realm. Now, let the last rites of the victim begin. Nayuta Sadmadi, he's really been making a name for himself apparently, but that nickname, Last Rites Prosecutor, I wonder how that will come into play today. Okay, wow. Scroll. The incident took place in the middle of a spectacular magic show. The accused performed a magic trick in which she thrust a sword into a coffin. A coffin from which the body of the victim then spilled out, dead from a fatal stabbing. The victim's name was Man of Mystery. The victim's name was Man of Mystery, otherwise known as the Great Mysterious. His blood was found on the sword that was used during the magic trick. Autopsy report! Woo! Alright, autopsy report. We have to check the autopsy report. Okay, Man of Mystery's autopsy report. Time of death, April 27, approximately 10:30 a.m. Cause of death, shock as a result of being stabbed through the back with a sharp blade. The victim's real name was Man of Mystery. Man of Mystery. Alright, Great Mysterious. Victim in this case, his real name is Man of Mystery. Alright, okay.
And we continue the Car of Magical stream.
Yo, Anulel, what's up? Thank you for the 3 months resub. I do appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the emotes and the memotes and ad-free viewing. What's a kae? I assume that's a typo. You meant case. Anyway, hope you're doing well. Alright, let's continue. So his death was just an unfortunate accident. It is only natural for one to assume as such, Your Honor. However, it was no mere accident, but rather a homicide. Yo, 6 feet 7 inches, what's up? Welcome on in. Good to see you, hope you're doing well. The prosecution's position is thus, that this was a murder made to look like an accident. I see. And you believe this crime was committed by the defendant? After a thorough consideration of all possible scenarios, I, unfortunately, had no other choice but to conclude as much. So that's how it's gonna be, huh? I guess Emma couldn't convince him after all. Yo, 6 feet. Thank you for the prime sub, a fresh prime sub that as well. I really do appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the emotes, the memotes, and the ad-free viewing. Thank you very much. How are you doing? And Anulel, thank you for being a fan. Really do appreciate it. Alright, I guess Emma couldn't convince him after all. Very well. And now let us hear from the defense. Naturally, we maintain that the defendant is innocent, Your Honor. If the defense wouldn't mind, could you please explain your reasoning? My reasoning? Well, I would have to say that my main reason is because I believe in the defendant. I see. So you find it difficult to come up with anything more concrete than that, do you? What a fine demonstration of the fact that you are indeed a lawyer of putrid mind. Putrid mind? Prosecutor Sadmadi. Excuse me, but I don't... What?
サトライマオマンドもさましで足し抜けたれがせよそろか
What? Doing good heading to bed. Oh, 5 a.m. Oh, wow. Alright. Oh, watching my YouTube content. Thanks. I really do appreciate it. Oh, yeah. I'm also live on YouTube, by the way. So I am testing like multi-streaming for both YouTube and Twitch. So you are also live on YouTube. And if you're watching on YouTube, hi YouTube. So yeah, really do appreciate it, 6 feet. Yeah. It's also good to see you. So yeah, on weekends I do Mario Maker 2 troll streams, so you can catch me during that time. But on weekdays I do variety, sometimes SMW Ramax, and for now we are doing Ace Attorney Spirit of Justice. I haven't played the 6th game in the series, although I have played the first 5 previously. So yeah, we're checking this now. Alright, yeah, I guess this is Koreanese. So yep. And it was also voiced. If you don't mind my asking, prosecutor, what was that you were just chanting? A sutra of the Holy Mother that guides those of tainted soul towards enlightenment. It is a Kurainist incantation to awaken the foolish from their fruitless slumber. Fitting for a lawyer who indulges in such fancy as the innocence of the accused. I see, so basically you're asking the defense to get real? Wow. Allow me these few words, defense. It is my duty as a monk to punish sinners and to guide victim souls to the Twilight Realm. Should you show repentance and admit to the accused's guilt now, no harm will come to you. But, should you interfere with my sacred last rites for the victim, then I shall cast you down into the pit of hell along with Truce Your Right. Now wait just 1 minute here. Putrid? Pit of hell? Is that any way to address someone in a court of law? Prosecutor Sadmadi, that may be the way you conduct trials in Kurain, but I would appreciate it if you would refrain from such charged language here. Your Honor, that was but a Kurainist sermon for those who have strayed from the path. Harsh words are often necessary to admonish contemptible deviants who cannot see reason. Oh, I see. I didn't realize. I guess they really do hate defense attorneys in Kurain, huh? Even still, that was way over the top as far as verbal abuse goes. And the trial's only just begun. Well, defense, I suppose the way a prosecutor does things varies by country. Why don't we look at this as a cross-cultural exchange and try to be open-minded about it? What? Bailiff, please bring in the first witness. Oh, hello. Much. Munch, 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 munch. Uh-oh, I thought she'd said goodbye to the snackoos. Detective Sky, the courtroom is no place for gorging yourself. What's wrong with having a little snack? Girls gotta eat, right? She, seems a little stressed out. Detective Sky, your testimony, please. Yeah, about that. I just want to state for the record that I believe Trucy Wright is innocent. I'm sorry? Detective Sky, this path you seek to follow is misguided. Giving the wrongdoer false hope will only deepen her despair in the end. But let it go and move on. Acts which go against your duty will earn you divine punishment from the Holy Mother. Munch, 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 munch. Chew, chew, chew. Fine, I don't know about the divine part, but I get the punishment bit loud and clear. I guess Emma got assigned tons of paperwork or something for sticking up for Trucy. She and Prosecutor Sadmadi don't seem to get along very well, do they? Shall we continue? The prosecution contends that the accused had a clear motive. The evidence, if you would, Detective Sky. Alright. Please take a look at this poster. Alright, why is the cancelled word there? It's a Troop Grammary poster from 13 years ago. Is it just me or is it a little different from the one in Miss Wright's dressing room? This is a revised version of that poster. This one says cancelled under Mr. Reyes. Is cancelled misspelled? Doesn't cancelled have two L's? I don't know. That's right. Mr. Reyes left the troop after the first version of the poster was printed. Take a look at Mr. Reyes' right forearm near his elbow. See the big scar there? Or is like cancelled accepted both with one L and two L's? Anyway. He apparently got that when he made a mistake while practicing a magic trick. Maybe it's just American British way. I know cancelled with two L's is American spelling. Anyway. Ouch, that's quite a scar. Because of the accident, Magnifi Grammary concluded Mr. Reyes was too unskilled. Just before the show was to open, Magnifi announced Mr. Reyes wouldn't be appearing. But in defiance of Magnifi's decision, Mr. Reyes tried to go on stage anyway. This in turn caused Magnifi to oust Mr. Reyes from the troupe on the spot. He kicked Mr. Reyes out? That seems rather extreme. Did he really have to go for that far? When it came to magic, Troop Grammary was so passionate, or should I say, extreme about it that it caused problems for them from time to time. Yes. They even caused this court a mountain of trouble with their extreme antics. And now, the troop's successor has committed a murder. It seems the troop's rare talent was inherited by the right person after all. A putrid talent for criminality. How dare you! You sound rather extreme yourself, prosecutor. Criminals with impure souls do not deserve sympathy, Your Honor. Ahem. As I was saying, after his expulsion, Mr. Reyes apparently went on to hold a grudge against the troop. He would tell those close to him, I will get my revenge on Troop Grammary someday. Revenge, That certainly sounds antagonistic. 13-year-old poster updated in the court record. Alright. And then, his chance for revenge finally came. If you would be so kind, Detective Sky. I guess I don't have a choice, do I? Testimony. The defendant's motive. The victim planned to get his revenge on Troop Gramarye during Trucy's magic show. Mr. Reyes was going to first steal the Gramarye notebook from the defendant. He then intended to reveal the secrets behind their magic tricks during the show. That was the victim's plan for revenge, and while he did, in fact, steal the notebook, the defendant murdered him before he had a chance to reveal the secrets. By the time the accused had discovered the notebook's theft, it was too late. Her only option was to kill Mr. Reyes and make it look like an accident.
Objection!
That's nothing but conjecture.
Objection!
The victim's assistant, Bonnie DeFam, gave the police a statement. She testified that just before the start of the show, Mr. Reyes said, "I'm going to reveal all of Troop Gramarye's secrets on stage today." What? Well, that isn't exactly a great starting point for a rebuttal, is it? You're telling me. Allow me to give you one piece of advice, defense. Oh, and what's that? Oh, it's a butterfly. That's a dahlia butterfly. That's a dahlia butterfly. Let it go and move on. Excuse me? Helping a sinner will only sully your own soul. One possessed of an unclean soul will burn in the flames of hell, and then be ever burdened with that sin in their next life. But I don't believe in that sort of thing. Besides, I have no intention of giving up. Oh, Holy Mother, grant me the strength to deal with this putrid lawyer. All actions have consequences, and yours will surely earn you the honor of being a mere stink bug at best in your next life. A stink bug? Now then, Mr. Stink... I mean, Mr. Justice, your cross-examination, please. Wow. Sorry, just give me a sec. Alright. The victim planned to get his revenge on Troop Gramarye during Trucy's magic show.
Hold it!
Alright, I see that the penalty meter is like 5 badges. Forcing the witness to change her testimony is fishy. Alright, revenge after all this time? It's been 13 years already. Why now? I know, right? I thought that was pretty sketchy myself. I mean, wouldn't he have done it a long time ago if he was going to do it, after all? Detective Sky. Self-indulgent outbursts such as those will earn you divine punishment in the form of a salary evaluation. Okay, wow. Even he has like power over the police force's salary here. I thought it was just like Edgeworth and Francisca. Eep. Much. Wait, that's divine punishment mean? Let the detective have her snap. This humble servant of the Holy Mother shall explain. Over a decade ago, Troop Gramarye was at the height of their popularity. But then, their reputation declined and they had all but faded from public memory. Until recently, that is, when Trucy Wright sought to recapture their former glory. The defendant? And at such a young age too? How impressive! Yes, the accused's skill at magic is undeniably impressive. If she hadn't fallen onto the path of sin, she would have had a bright future ahead of her. It's always sad to see such promising young potential go to waste. Now, then, Detective Sky, how did Mr. Reyes plan to get his revenge? And please put down the snackoos before you continue with your testimony. Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Reyes was going to first steal the Gramarye notebook from the defendant.
Hold it!
What evidence do you have that Mr. Reyes actually stole the notebook? Well, you see, Munch. Whenever you're ready, Detective. Fret not, Detective Sky. You have nothing to repent for. You should be proud of the fine forensic discovery that you made. Forensic discovery? And what did she discover specifically? Detective Sky identified a certain set of fingerprints on the notebook. Upon further inspection, she determined that they belonged to Mr. Reyes. Alright, wait. Does this have... No, it doesn't. Okay. What? The detective found the fingerprints entirely of her own volition. For that, I must say well done, Detective Sky. Irk! Munch. Get a little too addicted to using your precious white powder, did you, Emma? Now, Detective Sky, I would ask you to explain exactly how Mr. Reyes intended to use the notebook to exact his revenge. Alright, well first, he stole the notebook. He then intended to reveal the secrets behind their magic tricks during the show.
Hold it!
I'm going to reveal all of Troop Grammary's secrets on stage today. That's what Mr. Reyes himself said, right? Right, but he didn't exactly specify which Grammary secrets he was talking about. But the prosecution thinks he was referring to the secrets behind Troop Grammary's magic. Yes, that is the prosecution's assertion. When the accused realized that Mr. Reyes was to reveal her family's most closely guarded secrets, she naturally panicked. So basically, Trucy's notebooks was hiding in Mr. Reyes' things because he had stolen it himself. I see. Truly a motive that only a magician could have. Yes, that's what the prosecution believes anyway. That was the victim's plan for revenge, and while he did in fact steal the notebook...
Hold it!
Do you really believe what you're saying, Detective Sky? Do you really think Miss Wright killed Mr. Reyes to stop him from getting his revenge? Of course, I don't think that. The Trucy we know... Keep your private considerations separate from your public duty. I warned you about this very thing before the trial began, did I not, Detective Sky? Yes, you did. Please recite my exact words to you. Emma Sky, you are a detective first and foremost, not the accused's friend. Remember your duty and fulfill it faithfully. Excellent. So you do remember what I said to you. Your devotion to your work will be rewarded, for the Holy Mother sees all. This Holy Mother is no scientific concept I've ever heard of. Those two really don't get along, do they? Well, science and religion go together about as well as oil and water. As I was saying, the defendant murdered him before he had a chance to reveal the secrets.
Hold it!
I'm sorry, but what exactly is the basis for claiming it was murder? Beats me. What? The basis is beats me? You'll have to ask Prosecutor Sadmadi over there because he hasn't told me his reasoning either. Detective Sky, your feeding of information to the defense has not gone unnoticed by my eyes. Oh! The bad karma of acts which go against your duty will impinge upon you in your next life. But even before that, it may impinge upon your job in the form of a transfer. Heck! Please don't get kicked out of the forensics unit. Anything but that. Poor Emma. She's been really risking everything for us. Well, Prosecutor Sadmadi, what are your grounds for claiming homicide? Stream delay? I don't know. Coburn? I didn't see any red drops. Yeah, just buffering probably. Alright, what are your grounds for claiming homicide? It was the luminous taped in the understage passage. I realized that it had been moved. Moved so that Mr. Reyes would climb up onto the downstage coffin by mistake. What? What? Mr. Reyes, who was waiting in the understage passage, was supposed to have used the upstage ladder shown here in the left. He was to climb up into the coffin that had been set up in the backstage area. After being turned into a stuffed dragon during Act 1, Mr. Reyes was supposed to come back to life and emerge from that coffin. But the luminous tape had been moved into the mark the downstage ladder. So the victim climbed up into the coffin on the stage itself by mistake. The very same coffin the accused thrust her sword into. And you have proof that it was my client who moved the tape? But of course, Detective Sky. Oh, that's right. I identified the defendant's fingerprints on the luminous tape. You what? Well, defense, are you finally ready to let it all go and move on? Absolutely not. Detective, please add the information about the prints on the tape to your testimony. The defendant's prints were on the tape. I guess she must have moved it during the show.
Hold it!
Alright. We have that info. The question is, do we have anything to, check that against with? What made you think to check the luminous tape for prints? Well, I bet it was Detective's intuition. I dusted not just the tape, but just about everywhere for fingerprints. Oh? I dusted pretty much every single surface in the theater. I mean, it was so nice to be able to dust footprints without anybody getting mad at me. It's great that you're enthusiastic, Emma, but there is such a thing as too enthusiastic. The tape was moved to guide Mr. Reyes into the coffin that was downstage. If that's true, it does sound like a murder rather than an accident. It certainly doesn't help that Trucy's prints are on the tape. Ugh. I wish I knew what sound would even be appropriate to make in this situation. Alright, okay, there's a reason why that, why this was added. The defendant's prints were on the tape. I guess she must have moved it during the show. Okay, I think the only thing I can present here is to save scum first. And then I can present this. Yeah, because this was possibly the only thing that Trucy could have touched, right?
Objection!
Damn it, it's not it. Murder occurred during a magic show, so crazy things like this are... Well, let's see how magical you think this penalty is. Okay, wait. Fingerprinting results. Bunny's messed up, mister.
Objection!
Damn it, this is not also it. Okay, my train of thought is that you have to present something for this statement because why was it added to the testimony if... The defendant's print were on the tape. I guess she must have moved it during the show. I think it's not now. Should I cross-verify the fingerprinting results?
Objection!
Oh my god, here it is. I'm sorry, Detective Sky, but there's a flaw in your testimony. Oh, really? The prosecution is claiming that Miss Wright moved under stage tape during the show in order to guide the victim under the coffin downstage, but it doesn't make sense that she would leave prints on the tape that time. It doesn't? Please consider the fingerprinting results of the main coffin, which shows that not one of my client's fingerprints was found on it. That's true. We didn't find any footprints in that coffin. I think you've realized what the flaw in your testimony is. Claiming Miss Wright left prints on the tape during the show is inconsistent with the facts. Because she was wearing gloves during the show. She must have left the prints sometime before the show started. In other words, her prints do not prove she moved the tape to mislead the victim. The prosecution's investigation was insufficient. Oh my! But on a personal level, I'm very happy about that. Well, Prosecutor Sadmadi, if the defense's argument is true, then you have no evidence that the defendant moved the tape to deceive the victim. I see. Apparently, the defense is more intelligent than I had thought. More than a stink bug, at any rate. Come on, you can bump me to at least a stag beetle now, can't you? Would that really be any better? Of course, way better. Stag beetles are cool, with those huge mandibles of theirs. If the defense wishes to be promoted to a stag beetle, then answer me this question. Alright, shoot. Even with no evidence that the accused moved the tape to misguide the victim still climbed the ladder using the tape as a guide and entered the coffin on the stage. The accused then thrust her sword into said coffin with the victim on it. So what you're saying is, the fact remains that the victim was stabbed to death, right? Precisely. However, this does drastically change one aspect of this case. If the accused did not lead the victim into the coffin on purpose, then it means the victim's death could have been accidental. If it was indeed an accident, the defense can argue that it was involuntary manslaughter. I see. If it was involuntary manslaughter, they could plead extenuating circumstances, and the severity of the crime could be mitigated. Defense, if you believe the accused did not murder the victim, then do you argue that it was an accident? This is it, the all-important question. The defense argues that Mr. Reyes' death was... It's still a murder, it's not trucy. Of course, we have to go with this. The defense maintains that the defendant is entirely innocent. We believe that it wasn't an accident but murder. And what's more, we believe it was committed by a third party. A third party? As in the true culprit is someone else? That is quite a brazen claim to make, and only wholly without grounds. Your voice is as loud as your suit, and your mind echoes just as loudly in emptiness. Surely, you were but a loud red pepper in your previous life. I've been devoted to a vegetable. Wow, I didn't know a person could be reincarnated as a non-sentient plant. In any case, I do have grounds to make this claim. Let us hear this reasoning of yours then. Alright, but before I give it, there's one question that we need to address. If the victim was killed by some third party, then the sword the defendant thrust into the coffin wasn't the cause of death. If that's the case, then how did we wind up with a dead body inside the coffin? Very good question. Now let's hear your opinion, Mr. Justice. How did the victim's body wind up inside the coffin? Oh, okay, wow. Alright. It was magic. Okay, you know what? For shits and giggles. For shits and giggles, I want to like see what happens if it was magic is selected. The defense would like to contend that it was magic. I've seen that kind of trick before. Money appearing in an empty box. For example. Judge is gonna smack you out of court. I know, there's a penalty like up there. I see. And how does a trick like that work? What's the secret to it? The appeal of magic is in the mystery. Wouldn't you agree, Your Honor? Sometimes it's better to just accept it for what it is. Enjoy it and move on. The real mystery here is how you pass the bar exam, Mr. Justice. Alright, let's just move on then, shall we? Okay. Fine. Alright, how did the victim's body wind up inside the coffin? Alright. I don't think he was killed in the coffin. I think he was killed somewhere else. Because obviously the orientation of the body as well. When the coffin was opened or disassembled, he fell face first. And the stab wound is at the back. So he was killed somewhere else, which was probably under stage. What if the victim was killed under the stage before being put into the coffin? In other words, what if the victim was already dead in the coffin from the get-go? Oh, I see. In that case, the defendant's sword wouldn't have been in the cause of death. How do you respond, Prosecutor Sadmadi? That is the third time. Third time of what? Yeah! Oh wow, you gave me beads. Holy crap, Apollo's face. What the heck is this?
Satorai mao mandomo samashi de tashi nukketare gasse o sono ka?
Ow! My head! Wow, he can like control the beats from afar. What do you think you're doing? Even the merciful Holy Mother loses patience if she is struck 3 times. Since you never learn, you needed to be punished. Why don't you let me worry about what I need and don't need? It is what you deserve for interfering with my sacred last rites for the victim. What a wanker. You're a brainless lawyer chasing phantoms. You know nothing. Let this humble servant of the Holy Mother give you an edifying sermon. A sermon now? Really? There is a passage in the sacred scriptures of Kurainism. A cornered frog will swallow even a snake. Huh? A cornered lawyer has unexpectedly struck back hard against the prosecution. Did I get it right? No, for I am not done with my sermon. And yet, the frog still dies, its belly bitten and torn from within. Just great. And in this case, you are that frog, defense. What exactly is your point anyway? Let us assume for a moment that the victim was killed under the stage. Who then had the opportunity to do so during the show? Let's see, the people in the show were Bonnie the Fam, the victim Mr. Reyes, and Trucy Wright. Bonnie DeFam was on stage throughout the entire show, as easily confirmed by the footage from the show. Which leaves us with only one suspect, Trucy Wright. Now, do you see? The accused killed Mr. Reyes as he waited on standby in the understage passage, and then placed his dead body in the coffin above, thus making the murder look like an accident. Alright. I probably can present the lift here now. Oh great and merciful Holy Mother. Thus, another putrid mind has been guided towards enlightenment. Ugh, can't believe I swallowed strict question whole.
Objection!
Sorry, but I have to raise an objection here. Athena, what are you? There's something I want to point out, Apollo. And who might you be? You strike me as a mere child in countenance. I may be young, but I have an attorney's badge just the same. And you would contribute to this discussion in that capacity? I most certainly would. You just argued that the defendant killed the victim under the stage. But let me remind you that Miss Wright is a girl. Clearly, surely you didn't raise an objection simply to point out such an obvious fact. Your Honor, please send for this little child's guardian to come take
Hold
her.
it!
But I'm not done with my sermon. You don't need to talk like prosecutors at Mahdi, you know. Listen, if the victim was killed in the understage passage, then his body would then have to be hauled up to the stage right. However, Miss Wright is a young girl and a pretty petite one at that. She couldn't possibly have hefted that large body up and put it in the coffin. That's true. It does seem like it would be a rather difficult task for the defendant. I don't think even I could do it. What do you think of that, prosecutor? Who's the child now? In my religion, the priestesses of Kura-inism are revered as the pillars of our beliefs. So I naturally hold nothing but deep respect for women. I also think highly of the female perspective. Says the man who called this fair maiden a little child. Who's a fair maiden? I agree that your point is worth discussing, defense. How indeed was the dead body raised up into the coffin? By the accused Trucy Wright, that is. You're committed to pointing the finger at her no matter what, huh? Then you explain how that would even be possible. But of course. Oh, he's gonna argue the lift. There was a way for even a small creature like her to raise the victim's body up. Huh? Wait, you really can explain it? I foresaw that our arguments would come to this, so I have prepared a witness. Well, well, I admire your readiness, prosecutor. It's really not that difficult when one can read the ultimate outcome of any trial. He couldn't have really predicted that things would turn out like this, could he? It's pretty hard to believe. Excuse me, but may I step down now? Yes, I suppose you may. One moment, Detective Sky. I'm sorry for, the way I handled all of this. You did a fine job, Detective. Your testimony was invaluable. It was? Yes. You served well as a detective and did not allow your personal feelings to interfere. You overcame the conflicted emotions you felt and performed your duty admirably. You will be rewarded for your fine work. Oh. Thank you. I hope we can work together again in the future. Emma seems bewildered by the unexpected praise. I guess he's a pretty nice person, like they say, as long as you're not up against him. Now then, let us call the next witness. Oh, it's Bonnie. Witness, Please state your name and occupation. Hello, ladies and gentlemen of the court. It's very nice to meet all of you. I'm a lagomorphing illusionist from the land of fairy tales, Bonnie the Fam. I can't wait to do some magic tricks for all of you. Please, witness. There is a time and place for all things, including magic. Aw, but... Would it be okay if I do just a little magic, right? Come on, please. Look, everybody's waiting. Now's my chance to shine. That is your second time. My second time doing what? There will be no further warnings. You should know that from our preparatory meeting, correct? Yeep. Is knowing exempt from His Holiness's rosary of suffering. May we have your testimony, witness, once you've recovered from your disappointment. Well, as a huge fan of Trucy's, I don't really want to testify against her, but I guess I have to, don't I? As a huge fan of Trucy's, huh? I hate her. I loathe her. I can't stand that Trucy writes. Just because she's a little good at magic, she thinks she's all that. So this is exactly what that sniveling brat deserves. Alright, looks like we have a split personality person here. You're really a fan, alright, of destroying Trucy, you mean? The Understage Passage. I really can't believe that Trucy killed Mr. Reyes. I guess it's possible for a small girl to lift a dead body up if she used the stage lift. Is it possible? Could Trucy really have? If Trucy did use a stage lift, I think she must have used stage lift number 2. I was on stage for the entire show, by the way. Okay. You were on stage the whole time, and you're sure about that? There is no question. The entire audience could testify to that fact. What's more, she is shown clearly in the TV show footage as well. I couldn't have possibly killed Mr. Reyes, not little old me. Therefore, the only person who could have killed the victims under stage is the accused. Furthermore, by using a stage lift, even a petite young lady could have raised the body up to the stage without difficulty. You gotta be kidding me. Very well, the defense may now cross-examine the witness. Alright, I have a feeling this is the stage. I have to present the stage lift here. Or the statement. No, okay, since it was already up, okay, I can present this during that statement. But of course, you have to press every statement, right?
Hold it!
You said you are a huge fan of Trucy's, isn't that right? Oh yes, I even became a magician because I wanted to be just like her. The first time I saw her, she was performing at the Wonder Bar. She was only in junior high back then, but she got up on stage with tons of confidence. And then, she proceeded to win my heart with her astonishing tricks and winning smile. She certainly sounds like she means all of that. So finally being able to perform with her must have been quite a treat for you, right? Oh yes, after all, it was my chance to have her see me. Not just as a fan, but as a fellow magician. But then that horrible accident happened. It was not an accident, it was murder. Witness, please explain if you would. How a small young woman such as Trucy Wright could have raised the body. I guess it's possible for a small girl to lift a dead body up if she used a stage lift.
Hold it!
What makes you think it would be possible? It's not like you tried it out yourself, right? Well, actually, we did try it out for ourselves. You did? Detective Sky, if you would. Oh. So that's why you made me do that. Detective Sky, what did he have you do? prosecutor asked me to try racing one of the male police officers with the stage lift, without a single word of explanation as to why he was making me do it. You're kidding. It's as if he really can foresee all of our counter-arguments. Do not underestimate this humble servant of the Holy Mother. More like haughty. I guess that means Trucy could have lifted a dead body up. Does that mean... It's possible? Could Trucy really have? Alright. I'll take a very quick break there. As will start in around a minute and a half, so I'll take a very, very quick short break. I will put on the BRB scenes and I will run ads. So when we return, we can continue the cross-examination and hopefully present that piece of evidence. So I will BRB, Twitch, yeah, I will run ads during that time. YouTube, enjoy the BRB clips. Also, if you are subbed, enjoy the BRB clips. So BRB. There. Nice. Oh. That. Oh, that was so good. Holy crap. When you were expecting like a Shelmet, you suddenly get a boot in the face. Oh. No. I still had that. What? That is so good. Holy shoot. There. One shot XOR. Oh my god. CP1. This is the axe. Wait, did I start on Underground or did I start in Castle? And we back. Alright. Ads should be over. If you're back from the ads, welcome back. And yeah, alright. We continue cross-examining the witness. Alright, yeah. Is it possible? Could Trucy really have? I haven't cross-examined this one yet. Lamau, why, Aniv? Is what possible? Could Trucy really have? What, Miss Defam? Please finish your sentence. Eek, well, I... Don't try to beat around the bush. Come right out and say it. Why not tell this court what you really believe? What I really believe? Of course I don't believe Trucy could ever commit murder. Such an amazing and wonderful magician would never do such a thing. But taking all the facts into account, what else can I think? I know of at least 3 other unflattering things you really think about Trucy. Satura. How can you attack this girl when she's obviously speaking with reserve? There is such a thing as reading between the lines, Mr. Justice. It's sad how the youth of today lack the ability to do such a basic thing. Looking at me like that isn't going to help me stick my foot in my mouth less, Your Honor. Witness, please describe what the accused might have used to lift the dead body. Alright. If Trucy did use a stage lift, I think she must have used stage lift number 2. Alright, I know we have to present here the evidence, but I do want to press everything just to get all dialogues, you know, something funny might show up.
Hold it!
Stage lift number 2? You mean the stage lift shown here on the left? That's right, with a stage lift, I think even a small girl could easily lift a dead body up to the stage. And so that makes her the murderer in your opinion. Of course not, I believe in Trucy. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of hers. Oh brother, how long is she gonna keep this act up? Defense, what position was stage lift number 2 and after the show? Let's see, if I recall, it was in the fully raised position. Ah! And the reason why it was fully raised is because the accused used it to lift the victim's body, wouldn't you agree? Ngah. Feel free to slowly mull it over while you roast over the flames of hell, you evil red pepper. So now I'm also evil. I was on stage for the entire show, by the way.
Hold it!
You didn't have a single spare moment to slip down to the understage passage? Huh? Don't tell me you suspect me now. I'm just trying to do my job by fully examining your alibi. Depending on how solid it is, I might have to suspect you, yes. You gotta be kidding me. Don't spit on my head and tell me it's raining, lawyer boy. I'm right there in the footage, or are you too much of an idiot to see? Okay, here we go. Here's split personality. Huh? Miss DeFam, are you feeling alright? You seem suddenly different. Oh, oops, where did that come from, right? Oh my, I seem to have snapped there for a second, didn't I? Teehee. You didn't just snap, you broke character just now. In any case, I was on stage the whole time, performing magic. I mean, you saw me in the footage, right? My dazzling and flawless performance. It wasn't flawless. You mentioned it yesterday. Flawless? That's odd, considering what you told me. You said that you'd made a mistake with where you positioned Mr. Hat. Miss DeFam, to what is the defense referring? Well, I made a little mistake on stage. I was in charge of operating Mr. Hat, you see. According to the script, I was supposed to place him to the left of the coffin. But I flubbed it up and make him stand to the right of the coffin instead. Because of that mistake, Trucy had to move the stage lifts around. I feel really bad about messing Trucy up like that with my goof. Teehee. Oh, so I actually didn't need to present anything. Wow. Thank God I pressed everything. Hehehe. Now, do you know who the real killer is? Come on, Gramps. Don't just sit there. Hand down your ruling. Pronto. Do it quick before you kill up over there. I beg your pardon? Oops. Oh, what's gotten into me? I'm so sorry. I give her another 5 minutes before she tears off that mask. Well, defense. Bipolar rabbit. Are you ready to let it all go now? Of course not. I'll never give up. I see. I suppose this too is fate. The sacred scriptures of Kurainism described a variety of hells for the damned. For someone like you who struggles ceaselessly against his fate, Papul Boljig, it seems most appropriate. People boil what? Oh wait, that's Kurainis. What sort of terrible place is Papul Boljig? A place where the more one struggles, the further one falls into the abyss. At the bottom of the abyss, a ferocious beast awaits. Think of it as something akin to Antleon's sandpit trap. Oh, there's one of those in my backyard. Wow, Kurainist hell is closer to home than I thought. Now then, it would appear that the witness's testimony supports the prosecution's claims that the defendant is the only one who could have killed the victim under stage. Grr. How are we supposed to get out of this jam? Hey Apollo, if you can't find any contradictions, maybe it's time to use analytical psychology. You mean? I heard some discord in Bonnie's voice while she was testifying. See? Widget is picking up on the noise in her heart too. That's right, Athena can hear things others can't with her super sensitive hearing. She can hear the emotions people suppress as a kind of noise or discord in their voices. Alright, Athena, let's give it a try. You got it!
Hold it!
Your Honor, I'm afraid that our witness, Miss DeFam, is suffering under terrible traumatic stress due to this horrible incident. She is? Yes. What with that terrible death on stage and her beloved Trucy getting arrested, she's under awful strain and shock. In fact, I don't know how much more she can take before she is unfit to testify. Oh, I've heard of that. What is it called? Postal stress disorder, right? Where a person becomes uncontrollably angry, I think. I read about it somewhere. That's going postal, Your Honor. This is PTSD. Oh my. So that's why the witness acts so hostile at times, as if she were a different person. Yes, and I think her condition is clouding her memory of the incident. Therefore, I suggest a short therapy session for the witness. Huh? Therapy? You don't know the first thing about a magician's mental strength. I've risked my life jumping through rings of fire and having my body sawn in half. Oopsie, boy. I have to watch my temper, don't I? Teehee. Miss Sykes, please do whatever you can to help this unfortunate young lady. And what exactly is this child planning to do, Mr. Justice? With her super sensitive hearing, Miss Sykes can hear a witness's true emotions. Simply from tone and inflection, she can tell exactly what a person is feeling. I can even pick out feelings that the witness is trying to suppress or hide. Widget projects the emotions I hear into the mood matrix where I can analyze them. It sounds like some sort of spurious devilry, though I find it hard to believe, I must ask. How do emotions constitute evidence? While I won't say that emotions can be taken as evidence per se, I have seen how instrumental Miss Sykes' work has been in cracking a case. Therefore, I wholly support giving it a try. I see. If you are in favor of it, Your Honor, then I have no objections. Even this mere monk can see that something disturbs the witness. I'll disturb you. Oh, thank you for understanding, Prosecutor, said Mali. Apollo, you remember how to conduct a therapy session, right? You want me to lead the session? Of course, you're the lead on this case after all. Fair enough, but do I need a refresher? Yes, I forgot how to do this. Okay, but I think I could use a refresher. So, Bonnie's emotions are shown here in the mood matrix, right? Exactly. The emotions I pick up on from her testimony are projected into this program. The mood matrix gives a visual representation of a witness's testimony and emotions. These 4 mood markers reflect fluctuations in a witness's emotion. As their testimony unfolds, the mood markers flash in reaction to the witness's feelings. When the witness feels happy or is enjoying the memory, the happy marker will light up. When the witness feels angry or frustrated, the angry marker will react. When the witness feels sad or is scared by a memory, the sad marker will blink. And when the witness feels surprised or confused, the surprised marker will tell us. Okay, I remember now. I need to find a conflict between what she's saying and which mood markers are blinking. That's right. And Miss DeFam definitely has some conflicted emotions. Excuse me. Widget reacts to the suppressed emotions I pick up and projects them as noise. If we can pinpoint the inconsistencies between her testimony and her feelings, the noise level should drop to 0% and the therapy session will be a success. When you find an unexpected emotion, first pinpoint it with L, and then select the unexpected emotion or reaction from the 4 mood markers with A. Okay, now to give it a whirl. I guess Rusi is the one who killed Mr. Reyes. Even she could move the body with that lift. I was on stage at the time. Oh, but that terrible mistake. Okay, My stupid flub caused Rusi so much trouble. I feel so bad about it. Okay, wait, why are you happy? Okay, here she's sad and shocked, which I think is correct. Because she effed up and oopsie. Okay, I think this is what we need to pinpoint. I feel bad about it. What is the unexpected emotional response? Yeah, why are you happy?
Got it!
I have the same, Miss DeFam. You certainly are a strange one. Even though you said I feel so bad about it, it seems you were feeling happy about it. Ouch. I think I can guess why you were feeling happy. It must be because it was Rusi's big debut. You made a mistake. You messed Rusi up. I think you were happy because you messed the defendant up. I'm right, aren't I? You gotta be kidding me. Why would I be happy? I messed Rusi up. I'm a big fan of hers. Because we saw you. Objection! Yo, JR, what's up? Welcome on in, bud. Glad to see you. How are you doing? I hate her. I loathe her. I can't stand that Truzy right. Just because she's a little good at magic, she thinks she's all that. So this is exactly what that sniveling brat deserves. We saw how you hated Truzy right. How you were glad she was in trouble. And even how it was what she deserved. Ouch. It looks like I hit the bunny on the head, so to speak. Oh, noise level 50%. Apollo, the noise level dropped. Now if we could get it down to 0%. Well, Miss DeFam, are you ready to confess how you really feel? What? What do you mean? I'm Bonnie, the sweet, cute little bunny. I'm a rookie magician working hard just to be like my idol Trucy. That's the character I'm supposed to be.
Objection!
Keep that up, Miss DeFam, and you're going to have a mental breakdown. Just let yourself be who you really are. Who I really am? She might need to get a meds check, probably. The two sides of you are fighting each other and doing you psychic harm. I can hear them, two distinct voices bantling inside. Shut up, your pie hole, you know nothing, know it all. I mean, you mustn't say things like that, or I might get flustered. Teehee. Miss Defam, how long do you insist on maintaining this wolf in sheep's clothing act? We can't end this therapy session until you get real with us. Set the wild beast inside you free! Ouch! Ugh. Grr. Hehehehe. Don't make me laugh. You don't know a dang thing about me. You want to see who I really am? Fine. Take a good look. Okay. All right. Wow. What in the world? Sheep's clothing? You've got it all wrong. It's a rabbit suit I've got on. And I'm not a wolf. I'm a blood-sucking vampire. A bat with fangs and wings. Eek. I think we just opened Pandora's box. I'm finally done with that goody two-shoes cottontail act. I feel free as a bat. Alright, what a transformation. Defense, your therapy session has taken a turn for the worse from the looks of it. There's a perfectly good explanation for this, isn't there, Miss Sykes? Methinks I created a monster. We blew it. Hey you, lobster boy. Who, me? You think I'm glad Trucy's in trouble, that I think she's getting her just desserts? Well, guess what? You're right. Does this mean you admit to wishing the defendant harm? Well, the bat is out of the bag now. That mistake of mine was a work of art. Thanks to my goof, poor little Trucy had to do all of that hard physical labor. When you said hard physical labor, what are you referring to? Because of Mr. Hat's new possession, Trucy had to move both of those huge stage lifts. They must have been so heavy. What a riot. That's strange. Athena, could you please add that last statement to Bonnie's testimony? Alright, I'll update the mood matrix with the new info. Wait. Hey Apollo, there's a new inconsistency in the testimony. Yes. Because I think, yep, Trucy's statement. Trucy moved the stage lift to cover for Bonnie's statement. She told no one about this. Alright, this is the... Hold it! Yeah, she finally slipped up. So what do I need to do now? Well, from this point onward, you just do what you do best. Find a contradiction in the testimony and present evidence to refute it. Alright, I've got you now, Bonnie Defam. I guess Truce is the one who killed Mr. Reyes. Even she could move the body with that lift. I was on stage at that time, but a terrible mistake. You know what? Serves her right. Kiki. Thanks to that, she ended up having to move the stage lifts. Alright. Nobody knows about that. Why do you know?
Objection!
That doesn't make sense. What? So you think I'm crazy now? No, that's not the point I was trying to make. But I don't hear you denying it. Miss Defam, allow me to repeat your statement. Thanks to that, she ended up having to move the stage lifts. Hehehe, that's right. And I still say that's just what she deserved. But how did you know? How did you know Miss Wright moved the stage lifts? Huh? According to her own statement, she didn't tell anyone that she had done so. What? So how could you possibly have known what she had done unless you saw her? You saw Miss Wright moving the lifts in the understage passage, didn't you? What's she doing downstairs? Noise level 0%. Bye-bye. You did it, Apollo. Noise levels are at 0%. But, Mr. Justice, wouldn't that mean... Yes, Your Honor. Miss DeFam herself was under the stage where the victim was killed. And I hardly need to tell the court what that means. You are one artful liar, Miss DeFam, and one spectacular suspect. Yeah! Why, you shiny red lobster boy. You're saying I killed Mr. Reyes? I'm saying that it's a possibility. What's more? I say you had a solid motive to frame my client for the murder as well.
Objection!
My apologies for raining on the defense's merry revelry. But you seem to have forgotten one very important point. Oh, really? The TV footage. As you can clearly see, Miss DeFam was on the stage the whole time. The entire audience can bear witness to that fact, including you. The one on stage is a double. Oh yeah. You have just taken a long and senseless journey only to return to the starting line. The witness could not have been in the understage passage, which means the only one left who could have killed the victim is the accused. Ack. Guess the party's over. But Miss DeFam knew something she couldn't have known unless she was under the stage. How do you explain that, Prosecutor Sadmadi? It's quite simple. The accused must have told Miss DeFam about it, but then forgot. Ha! Open those useless eyes of yours and take a good look at the footage. If Miss DeFam really was in the understage passage, it would mean she was on stage and understage at the same time. You mean she was in two places at once? It's a double. One of them is a double. That does seem to be the only explanation that makes any sense. It may be an explanation, but I'm not so sure about the make sense part. Then we'll just have to make it make sense. Your Honor, the witness was both on stage and understage at the same time. That is the defense's assertion. I've heard some illogical things come out of you before, but this is absurd. I'm sure it'll change your mind, your tune, once you hear my reasoning, Your Honor. My gut tells me you're bluffing, but I'll buy it. Very well, Mr. Justice. How do you explain how the witness was in two places at once? She teleported. There were two Bonnies. The Bonnie on stage was fake. I think this is a safe scum part. The Bonnie on stage was fake. The Bonnie DeFam on stage was fake. Fake? Really? Such an assertion is not something one would expect to hear from a genuine lawyer. Oh, maybe you are the fake and your attorney's badge is made out of cardboard? No, I'm the real thing, I swear. And why cardboard specifically? Let's just say I had an infuriating experience once thanks to one. In any case, your fake Bonnie theory doesn't sound very convincing. It's not a bad idea in theory, but I think the one on the stage was the real Bonnie, you can just tell. If the one on the stage wasn't fake, does that mean that the one under stage was real too? Please let me try again, Your Honor. Very well, Mr. Justice. How do you explain the witness was in two places at once? Okay, for shits and giggles, she teleported. I think there are... Oh, wait. Does she have a twin? Let's not forget that Miss Defam's specialty is teleportation magic. With teleportation, she can be in two places at practically the same time. She probably has a twin. And one of them is the twin. So you believe that teleportation actually exists? Well, you know what magicians always say about their magic. It's all real, no tricks or gimmicks involved. Well, I have listened patiently to your reasoning, and the only thing dispelled is the false air of competency you tried to project. I see what they did there. Good one, Your Honor. Ho ho ho. You might be surprised to hear this, but I used to be known as the jokester judge. Well, at least I avoided a penalty with some well-placed brown nosing. Yes, thankfully no penalty. Alright. There were two Bonnies. There were two Bonnies, Your Honor. If that were the case, it would all make sense, wouldn't it? There were... two of them? I suspect you had a few screws loose, but now I see some are missing altogether. Is there a toolkit in this courtroom, Your Honor? I suppose two, no, 3 screws to the head should right in his putrid brain. Very well. Bailiff, could you... No, wait. Please listen to my argument. Very well. I suppose it wouldn't hurt to at least give it a listen. As was argued earlier, Miss Defam is shown in the footage the whole time. But at the same time, she was also watching Miss Wright in the understage passage. The only possible explanation is that there are two Bonnies. That almost sounds like it makes sense. What do you think, Prosecutor Sadmadi? This humble servant of the Holy Mother is of the opinion that we should lose no time in replacing the defense as many lost screws. But Apollo, it goes against reality itself to say that one person is actually two. But we don't have to be bound by reality. After all, we're talking about magic here. So if the Bonnie Defam in the footage is the real Bonnie, then the Bonnie here on the witness stand, the one who must have been understage, this Bonnie Defam is our second Bonnie. Key! She is? Say we call the one in front of us Bonnie number 2. I believe I just have the piece of evidence to prove that a Miss Bonnie number 2 exists. It has to be the script, right? Oh, then please submit your evidence, Mr. Justice. Ah, shit. Now this is the safe scum point. Alright, what proves the existence of Bonnie number 2? Oh, the unknown fingerprint. Prints on the top panel unknown.
Take that!
What's this? The unknown fingerprint. We don't know who that was from. During our investigation, we found a set of unknown prints on the coffin on stage. These prints were most likely left during the course of the show. But they didn't match the prints of any of the people involved in this case. An unknown third party's fingerprints? I was not told of this. Emma must have kept it from him. So the question is, who could these prints possibly belong to? She's sweating. Miss Defam, or should I say Bonnie number 2. These are your fingerprints, aren't they? Kya! Enough of this foolishness. One person could not possibly be two. Those fingerprints could have been left, not only during the show, but at any time.
Objection!
It's not like you to lose your cool like that, Prosecutor said Madi. And I'm sure you know that. Exactly when the fingerprints were made is not the main issue. What do you mean by that, Mr. Justice? The issue is, who do these unknown prints belong to? They're certainly not Bonnie DeFams. But what if they belong to the person standing right in front of us? Oh, you mean Bonnie number 2 is the second Bonnie? Is that what you're implying? It's preposterous to suggest that those prints belong to the witness. I say they must belong to some other unknown individual. Prosecutor said Madi, can you really look at her and still say that? What are you looking at? Take a picture, it'll last longer. How could this be? If you check her prints, I'm sure they'll match the unknown set. Well, Bonnie, the prints that don't belong to the real you belong to you, don't they? Bonnie number 2. Chee! Witness, is what the defense has said true? Hehehe. Fine, I admit it. The fingerprints are mine. Then does that mean you aren't Bonnie DeFam? What? Ridiculous. Are there really 2 Bonnies? Nope, there's only one Bonnie. That's because... I'm Betty. You're Bonnie's twin. Betty DeFam. What? Ladies and gentlemen of the court, it's time for a wondrous magic show. Gasp in amazement as this lagomorphing illusionist performs her teleportation magic. Watch closely. It's showtime! What? What the hell? Oh yeah, there are 2 of them. Yep, they're different. Yep. They're twins. What an amazing trick! The witness has suddenly split into 2 people. It's not a trick, no gimmick to it either. We're simply twins. Yup, okay, I was correct. What? Twins? So that's how the teleportation trick works. Ever since our debut, I've had to hide or pretend I'm Bonnie. All cute and sweet and goody-goody. I can't tell you how stressful it's been. But I don't have to hide anymore. That's right, our days of sneaking around are finally over. Their cover is blown, but they actually seem pretty happy about it. So which one of you is the nice Bonnie DeFam we met in the dressing room? That would be me. And the sharp-tongued Bonnie we saw with the ratings Raja understage was? Hey, who are you calling sharp-tongued? It's all starting to make sense now. Okay, fingerprinting results. In addition to prints from the victim and Bonnie, Betty DeFam's fingerprints were also found on top. So, Mr. Justice, this changes the facts of the case rather dramatically, doesn't it? Alright, is Betty now here? Yep, Betty's here. She's actually Bonnie's twin sister. Alright. And also with the fingerprint. Okay, prints on the top panel were from Betty. It certainly does. During the show, it was Bonnie who was on stage the whole time. So Bonnie couldn't have committed the crime. But Betty, on the other hand, who was understage, did have the opportunity. Well, so we now have two suspects. Wait just a minute there, Lobster Boy. I didn't do it. That's right. Betty might have a foul mouth, but she'd never kill anybody. Hey, who's got a foul mouth here? Oh, well, speak up, huh?
Hold it!
Please, save your siblings squabbling for later. Betty, you must have been in the understage passage during the show. Otherwise, you wouldn't have known about the stage lifts being moved. So what exactly were you doing down there? Fine, I'll testify. Anything to get you off my back. Rivalry woes. Prosecutor Sadmadi, Betty DeFam is ready to testify. What do you say? Betty, you lied to this humble servant of the Holy Mother. Hey, what else could I do? I couldn't blow our cover and ruin our magical act. Hehehe. Besides, am I going to your Twilight Hell or whatever for being a liar? You will indeed. However, it won't be after your death, rather. I shall give you a taste of your punishment of this mortal coil in interrogation hell. Eek! Now then, Betty DeFam, please explain to this court what exactly you were doing under the stage. Oh, we now have dual testimonies. Will this be like Great Ace Attorney wherein you have to like check the whatchamacallit, the reaction? It's true. I had business in the understage passage because of the upcoming trick. It was the fire trick, right? The one Mr. Reyes was supposed to do? That's right. It's a very dangerous trick, so I had to make sure we were prepared for it. It was in the script and I really wanted to see it, but I couldn't because of the accident. Shut up. You're going to give it away. Anyway, I was really busy. Yeah, way too busy to have the chance to kill Mr. Reyes. Why? Well, that was certainly different. How's that for a flawless testimony and alibi? Our magic is real. It's not a trick or a gimmick. Oh my, she's floating. You can see, Your Honor. You can see she's being held up from below. You're supposed to pretend you didn't see that. It's a little something called etiquette. But I can't help it. Whenever I see a contradiction or inconsistency, I just have to point it out. Now then, the defense may begin its cross-examination. What happened understage? It's true, I had business in the understage passage because of the upcoming trick. If you were in the understage passage, which need I remind you was this crime scene, then you most certainly should be counted as a potential suspect. But I don't have any motive to kill Mr. Reyes. But you, by your own admission, hate Miss Wright. When she was arrested as a suspect, you said it was what she deserved.
Objection!
So you believe the witness killed the man simply due to her dislike of Trucy Wright? As a motive, is that not improbable at best? But what if her hatred caused her to bear a strong sense of malice against my client? Look, Trucy just made me mad, that's all. I mean, even though she's younger than me, she's got much skill and popularity. And she's cute, besides. Grr. She makes me so mad I wish she would drop dead. Betty, don't talk like that. Shut your yap. So was it just simple jealousy? Say, Betty, that next trick you were getting ready for. It was the fire trick, right? The one Mr. Reyes was supposed to do. Bonnie. We're trying to get Betty's testimony right now, so... Oh, right. I'm sorry. You can step down if you'd like. I'm worried about Betty, though. She can lose her temper and say awful things sometimes. Hey, what are you, my mother? Don't forget, I'm the older sister. You got that? Meep. Yes, I got it. I guess I'd worry about Mount Betty constantly blowing her top if I were Bonnie too. So Betty, you were down under stage getting ready for the fire trick, were you? That's right, it's a very dangerous trick, so I had to make sure we were prepared for it.
Hold it!
Alright, I think it's the bucket. That's the bucket. And you were taking every necessary precaution, is that right? Of course, every precaution. After all, it's a very dangerous trick that uses real fire. I mean, we had to be ready in case the curtain caught on fire or something, right? By the time people realized it wasn't part of the act, it might be too late, huh? If by people you mean Athena Sykes, then yes. Wow, a fire trick. That sounds really impressive. Hehehe. Your beard would go up in smoke, old man. I bet people would mistake you for a cue ball or something without it. A cue ball? Betty, don't be rude to the judge. Hehehe. Betty, you know that fire trick? It was in the script and I really wanted to see it, but I couldn't because of the accident.
Hold it!
I see the fire trick was part of the script. It seems Mr. Reyes was scheduled to perform in later the show. Did you not get to see him practice it beforehand? No, during rehearsal he said he didn't feel well, so he couldn't breathe any fire for me. Wait, let me get this straight. He couldn't breathe fire because he wasn't feeling well? My magical powers appear to be on the wane today. That's what he said. So it was just a part of his usual The Great Mr. Reyes shtick. It's really too bad I didn't get to see the trick because of the incident. Which was completely unexpected, of course. Hey. Shut up, you're gonna give it away. Anyway, I was really busy.
Hold it!
What were you gonna give away? So what exactly do you mean by you're gonna give it away? See, Bonnie? You and your big mouth. Now Lobster Boy wants to know what we're talking about. Beep, I'm sorry. Yes, well, if you were preparing for the next magic trick, I'm sure you wouldn't have had the time to commit murder. Wow, looks like the old geezer isn't senile just yet, huh? I bet you'll live a good, long life. Ho ho ho. I plan to be sitting up here at least another 10 years. 10 more years? I don't know about that. What did we discuss about inner monologues, Athena? Well, more power to you, I guess. And in the case, I was so busy I didn't have the time to off anybody. Yeah, way too busy to have the chance to kill Mr. Reyes.
Hold it!
Alright, I feel that's the bucket. Are you just trying to cover for Betty? No, of course not. I believe in my sister. I know she'd never murder anyone. But do you think my client would? No, I believe in Trucy too. I know she'd never murder anyone either. Well, we just ran out of suspects in that case. Yes, but... See? You should have just kept your mouth shut, dummy. You're just making a fool of yourself. Just be nice and quiet like a good little bunny, got it? Alright. I guess I'm no help. Oh boy. It's impossible to get anything out of Bonnie with Betty right there. Alright, okay, this will be dangerous. Make sure the fire bucket is ready. That's the body. This is the understage passage. Stage lift. So Betty was too busy getting ready for the next trick to have time for murder, huh? There must be some way to prove that wasn't the case. Had business... So I had to make sure we were prepared for it. We were gonna give it away anyway. I was really busy.
Objection!
Yep, it is the bucket. I hate to break this to you, Betty, but there's a big flaw in your testimony. As big as the one in that floating trick you did earlier. Oh, harsh words. Well, let me tell you something, forehead boy. No one has ever figured out how we do our teleportation trick. No one except me, you mean? Well, we have even better tricks up our sleeves. Huh? We do? I told you to keep it zipped. Now, don't fight, you two. Mr. Justice, what's this about a flaw in the testimony? The script has this to say about the fire trick. This will be dangerous. Make sure the fire bucket is ready. However, we found the fire bucket lying empty backstage except for a layer of dust. Ouch. You didn't even attempt to get ready for the next trick, did you, Betty? You got me! Betty the fam, you will explain yourself. There's nothing to explain. Come on, Betty, we can't hide it any longer. We might as well tell them. Shut up. You can barely take care of yourself. Don't try and tell me what to do. Well, if neither of you will explain, I guess I'll have to. The reason Betty didn't prepare for the fire trick is because she was afraid of fire. She knew the show wouldn't go on. She was slacking off. She knew the show wouldn't go on. You didn't prepare for the fire trick because you knew, didn't you? You knew that the body would be found and that the show would be then cancelled. Ah! Don't be ridiculous, you insignificant speck of a man. I'm gonna yak those lame backs of yours off. Is that what you want, huh?
Objection!
Whatever, they can grow back. Now stop stalling and just tell us the truth already. I can't reveal my secrets. I'm a magician.
Objection!
You have been chasing the shadow of an illusory culprit, defense. And having chanced upon a convenient target, you have left yourself get carried away. Exactly. Where's your proof, huh? And yet, I can see that the witness's taste for false words has also been proven. I advise you to confine your deceitful trickery to your magic act, witness. Grr, deceitful trickery?
Objection!
As your court-appointed therapist, I'd like to add something here, Betty. You finally let yourself be who you really are. But if you continue to hide behind lies, you'll just be imprisoning your heart all over again. But all these questions mean you're trying to put me in prison for real. So I'll be behind bars either way. Does that mean you're admitting your guilt? Of course not. I can't believe you people. Every one of you thinks I did something I didn't do. You, Lobster Boy, Cue Ball Geezer, Headcase Brat, Cerebrus Monk.
Coburn 64 backseats with. Prosecution, sir, please put those Skittles away.
And yes, they're all grape Skittles. Which I think is mid-tier, so orange Skittles are the best. Cue Ball Geezer? Headcase Brat, really? Betty, calm down. Come on now, deep breaths, deep breaths. Look, I'm not the murderer, I tell you. Then how did you know the show would be called off before the fire trick? I told you, we can't reveal our secrets. We're under contract. Or if the wild berry flavor is cherry. Oh, I haven't tasted cherry Skittles yet. I know the basic, it's like grape, strawberry, lime, orange, and yellow is the lemon. I think those are the colors in the base red pouch. Contract? What's she talking about? NDA? Be that as it may, you're obviously a suspect in this case. I'm beginning to see that the karmic threads that make up the intricate tapestry that is this case. Huh? Allow me to summarize your assertions, defense. First, that the victim was killed in the understage passage. And second, that the witness and the accused are the only two who could have done it. Exactly. What's more, Betty knew that the body would be found, and that the magic show would then be called off. Therefore, it's reasonable to conclude that Betty killed the victim understage. But what if Betty knew that the show would be called off for some other reason? Like what? The Falling Dragon. In the course of my investigation... Oh yep, the Falling Dragon. I found it strange that the dragon set piece fell when it did. That, in conjunction with the body tumbling from the coffin in such a dramatic fashion, all seemed too perfect for mere happenstance. It was as though the entire chain of events had been planned out in advance. Ouch. Planned out? After deciding to take this case, I scrupulously studied everything I could about the mass media in this country. I read the newspaper, old news reports, I even browsed tabloid magazines. How very industrious of you. I'm impressed. During this process, I learned about the strange practice favored by the TV world. A practice called the hidden camera prank. Ah! Betty and Bonnie, you knew about this, did you not? About the dead body appearing, the set piece falling, the show being suspended. You two were informed of this plan. By Take-Two TV in advance, correct? Ah! Is that true? Betty, please, tell them now, I can't hold it in anymore. Dang it, fine, you got us. Everything the prosecutor said is true. The TV station paid us to cooperate with them on this plan. It was all a prank, a big setup planned out in advance. Mystery is showing up dead in the coffin. The set piece falling down. It was all completely scripted. What? It was all a prank? Bonnie, is this really true? Yes, Mr. Reyes was supposed to pretend to be dead. That's how it was supposed to go. So he was in it. He was in on it too? That's right, he was supposed to show up dead in the coffin. And then the set piece would fall down. Trucy would be shocked and start to panic. That's how the prank script went. What? What the heck kind of prank is that? But we never thought he'd actually wind up dead. Yeah, that was the only thing that was different from the script. Poor Mr. Reyes. I'm so completely lost right now. Well, Betty and Bonnie, it certainly sounds like you have some explaining to do. Alright. I guess desperate times call for desperate measures. Just this once, we'll share how it was done with you. So listen carefully. You'll never hear this kind of thing anywhere else. Bat. Alright. After our teleportation trick, I went down under stage. When Mr. Reyes' body appeared from the coffin on stage, it was time for Betty to do her job in the understage passage. That's right. I used the remote control for the winch connected to the dragon set piece. And made it fall down. And just before the dragon fell, I called Trucy to the backstage so she wouldn't get hurt. After that, the plan was for Mysterious to come back to life in front of a panicked Trucy. He was supposed to laugh and fly up and away. That's how it was scripted anyway. Oh, he has the harness, right? But for some reason, he really did turn up dead, so he kinda just stayed on the ground. What kind of sick joke is that? It sounds like a terribly mean-spirited prank to me. The poor defendant was trying to do her magic show. I guess so. I'm sorry, Trucy. Whatever. It was all the ratings Raj's idea anyway. Yeah, it sounds like just the kind of thing a guy like him would come up with. This is the prank plan script we got from the ratings Raja. Alright. The corpse appearing and the set piece falling were staged by Roger Rettens. Dang it, you made us break our contract. Now we won't get paid. Alright, Mysterious' body will appear in the supposedly empty coffin, which should cause a big ruckus. After capturing a bit of Trucy's reaction in film, Mysterious will come back to life laughing and flying up into the air, causing another round of surprise. Alright. Okay, ads will start in around a minute, but for this time I won't be like taking a break. So if you are in Twitch, I do apologize for that. If you don't want ads, please get Turbo. Or if you want to sub, whatever. Otherwise, I am on the other side. So if you want to switch there for like 3 minutes, go. Also, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe in YouTube. Anyway, alright. Alright. We won't get paid. But where does this all leave us? Who killed the victim and when? Yes, exactly. Those are the key questions. If Mysterious was only pretending to be dead in the coffin as part of the prank, then when was he understage? There would still be life within him. And if that is the case, then Betty, who was also understage, may be excluded from our list of suspects. Ah! Witness, was the victim alive up until he entered the coffin? Oh well, now that we've spilled the beans, we might as well show you this video. Oh, there's a new video. Greetings, viewers. It is I, the Great Mysterious. What video? This is a still. We are currently in the middle of Trucy's escape trick. Having snuck through the understage passage undetected, I am now hiding backstage, preparing to play a little prank on Trucy. I'm about to hide in the coffin, which Trucy will stab with her rubber sword. And when the coffin opens, ho-ho, I will be acting as though I've met my maker. Can you imagine the look on Trucy's face then? Ho-ho, I can't hardly wait. He's about to hide in the coffin. It would seem the threads of karmic destiny have led us to the truth. The victim passed through the understage where Betty DeFam was, and came up onto the backstage area. We know this because Mysterious appeared to be backstage when he shot the video we saw. Wait, what? I didn't pay attention to the video. Is the video here? The video's not yet here. And defense, you proposed the following, did you not? What if the victim was killed under the stage before being put into the coffin? Oh yeah, alright. He is backstage then. But then, what about this video? This footage was taken just before Mysterious entered the coffin. Oh, so that's that. So does that mean? Yes, it is horrible but true. The tragedy did indeed play out right there on the stage. Went into the coffin where Mysterious was hiding. Proves you right, trust her blade. Ah! See? Told you so. So, are you saying that the incident was a tragic accident that happened during a prank? It would be an accident if the accused had no knowledge of the prank beforehand. So let us ask the accused herself, Miss Wright. Did you have prior knowledge of the prank? What? I... Tell him, Trucy, you didn't know anything about it, right? Of course I didn't. I didn't know a single thing about it. Still think you can play innocent, do you? In that case, you leave me little choice but to present this piece of evidence. What's that? Bonnie, get the video camera after Mr. Reyes comes stumbling out. Trucy, you're right. It looks like some sort of note. Ah! That's... I found this note in the dressing room after the incident. At that time, I did not understand what it meant, but all is clear to me now. What's this? Let's see. It says, get the video camera after Mr. Reyes comes stumbling out. It is a note signed by the accused, instructing Bonnie to collect Mr. Reyes' video camera from him, it seems. Okay, I'm thinking that note was planted after the carbon paper signing. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. I found it in the dressing room before the show. When I saw it, I realized that Trucy knew about the prank. It does bear her signature, I'll give you that much. Trucy's note added to the court record. So the defendant had prior knowledge of the prank? It would appear so, yes. When she learned about the plan to trick her, she decided to use it to her own advantage. So she thrust the steel sword into the coffin where the victim stood chuckling to himself. Is that not what happened, Miss Wright? Of course not, and I didn't write or sign that note. Ah, but the handwriting matches yours. All of the evidence and testimony points to you being the culprit. But I didn't do it. It wasn't me. Then explain the existence of this note. You can't do that, can you not? I can't explain it. I didn't write it, so I don't understand. I didn't kill Mr. Reyes. You have to believe me. Dot dot dot. The silence is deafening. Continue struggling against the threads of your own karma if you wish, accused. Even as you are inescapably caught in the web of fate you've spun for yourself. To be continued? Okay, no. Mr. Wright. It is time to resign yourself to your fate. No, I didn't do it. I knew it. That sweet-looking girl, a murderer. She took all of us in with that act of hers. I told you, I knew she was a homicidal little witch from the start. But I didn't do it. I really didn't. Why doesn't anybody believe me? Shut up, you killer. I won't fall for that anymore. This is bad. Your Honor, I suggest we put an end to this tragedy now. Give your official ruling and let us offer the victim's soul the last rites it deserves. Very well. I suppose I have no other choice. Objection! This court hereby finds the defendant Trucy Wright. There we go. The defense has an objection. Apollo! You, even now you would. I won't give up, and I refuse to let either of them down. Mr. Wright, who's counting on me, and Trucy, who's put all of her faith in me. Mr. Justice, the fact that you have raised an objection means that you have evidence with which to refute the prosecution's claims, correct? Yes, of course, Your Honor. It's the clipboard. It's the clipboard. Do we really have anything, Apollo? Actually, we do. There's one piece of evidence we can present here. Very well, Mr. Justice, you may proceed. As we saw in the show footage, there's no question that the defendant thrust the sword into the coffin. The defense doesn't dispute this point. But let us not forget that this is a magic show filled with tricks and illusions. We can't take everything we see at face value. So you're saying some sleight of hand was somehow involved? Yes. The defense contends that the sword the defendant used was not the cause of death. Now what was it Trucy told me she did just before she thrust the sword into the coffin? Okay, she should have swapped the swords, right? So either this would be the rubber sword or the clipboard. But remember, you interrupted my verdict to make this claim. You will be severely penalized if I find you are bluffing. Save scum. That's fine, Your Honor. This shows that it's possible that the sword Miss Wright was used was not the cause of death.
Take that!
What's this? A sword from the show? Excuse me, sorry. That's right, Your Honor. This rubber sword was in the sword stand under stage. During the trick, Miss Wright was supposed to swap the real sword for a rubber sword. And she told us on record that she remembers very clearly that she did. I see. So the sword the defendant thrust into the coffin was a rubber sword, was it? But then why was a steel sword found lying on stage? Somebody must have put the steel sword there by swapping it with the rubber one. Just after the incident occurred, the dragon set piece fell and the theater was evacuated. The real culprit must have used the resulting chaos to swap the rubber sword for the steel one.
Objection!
Do you not know when to give up, Stinkbug? That is not possible. Blood was found in the coffin hole that the sword was thrust into. It must have been left there when the accused withdrew the sword. This is incontrovertible proof that the sword she used was the steel one.
Objection!
But that blood could be the result of someone tampering with the crime scene after the fact. After the set piece fell and the audience was cleared out of the theater, there was plenty of time for somebody to plant that blood there.
Objection!
If the sword that the accused used was a rubber one, then when exactly do you propose the victim was killed, given that Mr. Rios was alive when he entered that coffin? Finding the answer to that question is precisely why we need to continue this trial. Please let me express my opinion. By all accounts, it is certainly reasonable to suspect the defendant based on the evidence. But as to the question of whether the sword the defendant used was a rubber or steel, I believe further discussion is warranted. I suggest we hear from the defendant himself on this issue. Very well, Your Honor. Yes, I saved it, somehow. Too close for comfort, but still. Okay, crime photo. There are traces of blood in one of the coffin's holes. It's possible that blood was placed there after the fact. Let's adjourn for a brief 15-minute recess. I advise the prosecution and the defense to use this time to prepare. Alright, looks like this will be a very long trial. So, here's what I'll do. I know like it's just 2 hours and 2 hours and 15 minutes in, but I probably would end it here for tonight. Just so that, because looking at last Thursday's stream, it went for almost 4 hours. And I think that we'll probably do another 2 hours for the next half of this trial. So, I will save here. Cross-examining Trucy. Wow. Alright. I will save here, then we'll continue this tomorrow. So, I saved here. Okay, back to menu. Let's double save for progress. Alright, let's save our progress and we continue tomorrow. Anyway, alright, everyone, thank you very much for joining in. I really do appreciate it. So yeah, as for the activities tonight, Annuel, thank you for the resub and 6 feet 7 inches. Thank you for the new Prime sub. I really do appreciate these subs. Thank you very much. Alright, so like what I said, we will continue this tomorrow. Hopefully we progress through the trial and find Trucy innocent. Alright, so everyone, please do check out the socials. YouTube, we are simulcasting on YouTube, so if you're on YouTube, hi YouTube. If you're not on YouTube, please do check it out. And then, yeah, also don't forget to like, comment, subscribe as well. Is Case 3 with Mia? I think so. Well, yeah, if you look at the spoilers here below, Episode 3, looks like Mia will be showing up. And there's all glammed up and grown up Mia. Alright. Alright, thanks for streaming. No worries, folks. Alright, let's find some to raid. So, who is on tonight? Let me refresh this. Who's on? Is Tweet still going? Alright, I think Tweet is still going, so yep. Let's read Tweet. Yeah, alright. Yep, thanks, Coburn. I was thinking, yep, he usually also does end around this time, but it looks like he is going, and I think he still has one stream raider battle, so I think we can raid him during this time. So, yep, let's go retweet. Anyway, everyone, thank you very much. Have a great rest of your day, rest of your night, and I will see you all tomorrow and next time. Bye.